So yesterday I talked quite a bit about the girls as well as how we do a lot of their training to be emotional support animals. And so today I want to talk about the boys, which is Cappuccino right here and Avocado right here. And so it won't be nearly as long because I already covered so much yesterday. So there's just a little bit to talk about the boys, just kind of contrast them to the girls a little bit. And I hope this video is helpful. We've got some new eyes this morning too. I wanted to talk a little bit about the boys. We have a Cappuccino, and right here we have Avocado. Cappuccino is a black and tan, and Avocado is a Blenheim. Yesterday's video I talked about the girls just being very mellow and very drawn to people, and so I wanted to share with you, I think it was probably about 7 days old when they turned a week old, when we began noticing that we would set him down in the pool, and unlike his litter mates that would always return to their mom, Avocado started to just come back to us. Like, he wasn't ready for us to put him down yet. And so that was the first time that we noticed any of the puppies behaving in that way. So an early sign of a puppy who is going to make a really good emotional support animal is when they do things like that, when they are showing all this interest in people so early, because that tells us that that's a really primal part of their personality. If something about them is driving him already to want to be with people so much, it took him only a couple days exposure to us to already want to be coming back to us. I have several stories that I have shared about all the other puppies, and I've been kind of thinking about, I don't have a whole lot of stories to share about him. And I think that's just because he's a little quieter. In some litters, we'll have puppies that just like to kind of stand back and observe. And I think that this actually, in kind of thinking back to those puppies, I remember, or I don't remember them being as interactive and engaging with their environments as much as like Avocado is. These guys are both very, very mellow. I was talking about the girls being really mellow yesterday. As mellow as the girls are, these guys are even more so. If you are familiar with our dog Rio, Avocado really reminds me a lot of Rio when Rio was this age. If he had a thumbprint right here in the middle, he would look a lot like Rio too. But they're both really, really great puppies. Just like the girls, these boys would both make really great ESAs, or they would both make good family dogs. We still do all the same training with the puppies who are just going to be family dogs. They don't have to be an ESA to benefit from all those activities and exercises and things that we do with them. And so just like the girls, we're going to put them on their backs and see how they handle being in a vulnerable position. And then this is also when we're going to check their eyes. So if you saw the girls video yesterday, you may have seen that when I put them on their backs, all of them, their immediate reaction was to squirm and kind of wiggle because it just felt really uncomfortable for them. So Cappuccino didn't squirm at all. He just kind of leaned into it. And I think that really falls in line with kind of that real quiet behavior. But I'd say he's probably more of like a shy kind of mellow. I don't think it will take him necessarily any longer to warm up to people than the others. I just think that he's probably going to have his person that he likes the most. He would make a really, really great ESA where he has one person to focus on. But let's check his eyes. I think his eyes might be opening a little bit, but he's holding them shut. So as for his markings, though, his tan is kind of on the darker side, but I think it is going to lighten up. Their tan always lightens up as they get bigger. And just like on his sister, I think his little soul patch here is going to stay. Oh, or if your ears are open, then your eyes must be open. He can hear us. But something that's really pretty about him, he's got some of that tan, he's got some wispy highlights up here on like the top of his head on his forehead. But he's going to be so beautiful. The white on his chest, so that's just like with the other puppies, the white is going to get smaller. And I hate to say it, but he's probably going to lose his cute little buttons that he has down his chest. But his chestnut will lighten. But the black and tans, the biggest thing about them is that they're essentially solid black dogs with tan highlights. And then, and as they get bigger, their highlights kind of lighten up a little bit. Avocado wants to be picked up. Avocado here, he would make a really, really great ESA. He would also do really well. I mean, he would do really well in any situation. They all would. As far as his markings go, so just like with Petal, the Blenheims, the color, expands just like with the tricolors, but the color doesn't expand as much. And so he's kind of got a lot that's going to be going on between now and adulthood, unlike Petal. And so between now and adulthood, so his whole back right here, by the time he reaches his adult size, this is probably going to shrink down to just looking kind of like a plus sign. So this will connect, that will connect, that will connect, and then this in here will shrink. Then over here, and so he might still, this is going to connect right there. There might be like a little bit of white left there. And then this will be like the most white that he really has will be right here. As far as his face goes, he's got the coloring that I just love on Cavaliers, where their brown or their black comes down right here, and it gives them that donut nose. So his blaze is also going to narrow a little bit. It won't be as wide as it appears right now, because right now it looks pretty wide for his head. But as his head grows, it's going to be growing a lot in these chestnut areas. And so when it expands, it's that chestnut that's going to do a lot of the expanding. And so this is just going to kind of shrink. Let's see how he does on his back. Oh my goodness. And so these two are both really mellow. It's said that boys are usually a little more mellow than the girls. These guys, they're probably going to be just like a little bit more mellow than the girls. The girls are all pretty mellow, but they do have a little bit of independence. And they are upset a lot more easily, and probably maybe like a touch more sensitive than the boys. Something that upsets one of the girls doesn't always upset the boys. Say hi. Can you say hi? Oh, how cute are they? And Cappuccino is a bit smaller than Avocado. A little bit smaller, but they're so young right now still that Cappuccino could catch up anytime. Okay, so I wanted to get you guys a bit of an aerial shot. Sweet boy. And there's a Cappuccino. Avocado. Avocado. Who's a good boy? See how easily they transition to this very vulnerable position? Even the girls still initially had a little bit of reluctance. He's a good puppy. You're such a good boy. And so I feel very comfortable in saying that the boys are going to be incredibly chill and mellow, and just very laid back and easygoing. They kind of just explore the world in their own time. The girls seem eager to kind of jump ahead and do what they can as soon as they can, and the boys are just kind of taking their time. And you may notice too that the puppies seem a little bit happier today in the living room, and they can probably smell themselves on the rug, and it all smells familiar too. This is Rose. Your eyes. Look at those beautiful eyes. Look at those beautiful eyes. You're such a pretty girl. Pretty. So this is Rose. Her eyes are open. Look at them. They're almost completely open. And so to see them, sometimes, they take a few days to peel, but looks like she's only got a little bit left to go. She's so pretty. You can kind of see that he's just a little bit darker. Pretty girl. Yeah. You're such good puppies.